I was chatting with Mick Galway the other day. We were having a night in Kilkenny, and Mick brought out an autobiography. It was penned by Charlie McQueen, and they were in the Munster dressing room, himself and Peter Clohessy. And Peter Clohessy was slagging Gallup, because Gallup had very little input into the book, really. And he said to Gallup, "Who wrote it for you, Gallup?" And Mick Galway said to Peter Clohessy, "Claw, who read it for you?" This book was the exact opposite. This is Billy Morgan's book. I put it together. I suppose it's appropriate enough that we should launch a ghost-written book on Halloween here, and it's also appropriate enough when Billy is here, and I mean this with the greatest respect, that there's fireworks, because there's always fireworks when he's around, But really and truly, it is his book. It's in his words as much as possible. We worked very hard on it. We had a lot of fun. Billy and I both agree, probably too much fun at times, but we got on really well. And I'm lonesome after it. No, we met in Killarney once or twice a week, and we'd chat and we'd have a bit of lunch, and we just became great friends. It started out kind of as I just wanted to do it because there were so many. I did a Kerry book with Moss Keane, and that was all about Kerry, even though there was rugby, and I kind of felt I had that done. And I also felt with Moss that we got on really well together, and we're so close, and he has his own battle at the moment with cancer, and I can tell he's in great form. He was at the Dublin Lodge on Wednesday, and he is really in great form. But I kind of felt with Moss that while it was a very good book, very funny, and that I never really got inside his head, because he always kept something back. But I just knew with Billy, I said I wanted to do one with Billy because I knew he lets everything out. He says he's not a very emotional man, but he is, and we both were, and several times we got very emotional during this book. It was a kind of a journey for both of us. I think for Billy, he kind of looked back over his life, and there was things that he probably had forgotten or buried, and they came out through the book, and a lot of the anger that he would have, exhibited in the sideline at times, Billy. Everyone seems to think that Billy enjoyed that. Once or twice he stage managed it now, in fairness, to get out of ref, but no, Billy would feel bad after that, and he'd have the emotions and that, and we tried to discover where it came from, and I don't know, I just kind of felt that it was such a journey for both of us. Me, a fanatical Kerry supporter, and I would be, I'd be one of the fellas screaming at the sideline, that bastard Morgan or something like that. I would be, even though I'd have known him, but during the match, But it was kind of a thing. I sort of felt, right, the way things are going in the world and the way things are going in the game especially, especially with the internet and stuff, you have these young lads going on and they're saying, I'd break such and such a fella's legs if I ever see him, and all this kind of really horrible stuff. And I wouldn't mind during the match, everything goes during the match, you can say things during the match, they're forgotten afterwards, it's probably a form of therapy for a lot of us. But a fella said to me one day, he says, I hate Billy Morgan, and I said, how can you hate Billy Morgan? Because you've never met Billy Morgan. You see Billy Morgan running up and down the sideline, but you don't know the real Billy Morgan. And I kind of knew Billy, and I always liked him since I was a kid here in the store. I used to train up in the sports field. But what really won me over was a save he made from DJ Crowley when I was a small boy. I'm still a small boy, I suppose, but that's the way I feel about the game. I feel like a small boy, with the enthusiasm of a small boy. Like most fellas who write about it, we would have preferred to have been playing. I'd have swapped. I remember saying to the Bomber one time, I'll come to you too in a minute, Bomber. I remember saying to the Bomber one time, I'd swap every word I ever wrote for an All-Ireland medal, and I really mean that. And so that's where I'm kind of coming from. And then when I got down to work with Billy, it took a while for us to really get to know each other. I think there was a kind of a trust in after a while, and I think that, if I can say this, I think after you read the book, you will know the real Billy Morgan, and if you don't like him after that, I'd be very surprised. If you don't like him still after that, maybe it's something about yourself, because we had this kind of thing as well. Another reason I wrote the book was because I wasn't just the hero thing when I was a kid watching him playing, or this trying to get rid of this kind of hatred thing which was coming into the game. But in a way, Billy reminded me of my father, a few years younger, right? He did, because my father had, as most of you know, especially at matches, had a ferocious temper, you know, he was a great man, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking him, but he had that terrible temper at matches, but he'd forget it afterwards, and the fella, he'd be like fit to kill on the stand between Listowel and my van. He'd be having a drink with him in Brostons afterwards, like, I just could never figure it, like, and Billy's the same. Billy has his rows in this book with fellas. You know, there's people here tonight he's had rows with, and he patches it up. He genuinely just gets rid of it after the match. The thing is there for the match, but after it's over. Cork County Board, maybe not as much forgiveness for them as some others, and not without good cause. But another thing as well about him and about the book that I was really fascinated by was Nemo. You know, I would obviously the Emmets. I've trained every single team in the Emmets, like every single one I've trained and managed them, and you know, I've actually every single team, and some better success than others. But I saw his commitment to Nemo. Cork City came after him there to manage him around the year, and they offered him huge money to manage them. And as it turned out, he wouldn't have been paid, but Billy doesn't know it. And like one of the things that came out of it was this kind of Tom Collin, he was kind of coming in, you know, he was the big money guy, everyone was saying about millions and all that kind of thing, and talking about the Champions League and all this kind of thing. So he offered Billy the job as manager of Cork and Cork City, and Billy said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And he wasn't being funny, or trying to be smart or anything. And your man said, why, you just got this fantastic offer? And Billy said, because I'm committed to the Nemo Junior Hurlers. That was Billy, like. So that was the love of the club. And we had a great day today in the club, and I loved the Emmets. I'm a real Emmets man. I'd fight on my back for the Emmets. I'm part of the Emmets, and I really would die for the Emmets. And I think he's the same with Nemo. But I even became more of an Emmets man when I saw Nemo and how loyal they are to each other. And we have to do that in the Emmets. And every club in North Kerry, you know, they're from all over North Kerry. Another thing about tonight is my wife Elaine put up with a lot, and my kids, there's two of them here, Elaine and John, my mother. And I'd just like to say, you know, it means an awful lot, such a big crowd here tonight, because, you know, people might say, Billy Morgan, you know, why should we go to him, you know, and I think, you know, why should we go to him, he's a Cork man, he's this and that, but I think deep down, between Kerry and Cork, there is that enormous respect, and it's like, it gets hot and heavy in the day, the matches, and because there's so many matches lately, it might last a bit longer, but deep down we're the same people, we have the same sense of humour, the same slang, the same passion for the game, and like, if you're ever in company with Cork lads, it's the same as being with ourselves, and I don't think that'll ever change, you know. I just want to say how great it is to be back in my own hometown, doing a third book. One time, I didn't think I'd ever get a book done. I wanted to do two books, one with Bill and one with Moss. I got the two of them done. That's the end of me in autobiographies. I'll try something else later on, but it means so much to all my friends are here, and relations, and the Nemo lads are here, and then I got through this with Bill. And also means so much to me on Billy's behalf that the likes of P.O. is here, and Ogie, you know, Jerome Conway, the chairman, Sean Welsh, and Gerald McKenna, three former chairman of the county board. To respect Charlie Nelligan, second greatest goalie of all time. Sorry, Charlie. and Ty Moriarty, the third greatest goalie. Like all the Poweries here, I'm going to leave someone up, but the older boys are here as well. You know, Mick Finucane, who played in the polo grounds, Gus Cremens, you know, Breen is over there aiming, and I'm sure there's one or two who walked in that I haven't seen come in, but like, they're my heroes. Johnny Mull, I heard, just walked in. Johnny, it's okay, you won't be barred out of John B's story. But like these, and Tony Sullivan, I heard this here, the greatest kicker of a dead ball of all time, you know. So like, what an honour to be there. Like, as I say, I'm the schoolboy. I look up to these men, look up to Billy Morgan, and I really and truly, like, I'm truly honoured, and Mary Morgan.